The easiest $100,000, 100K a year jobs. In this video, we're going to talk about everything $100,000 and above and what is the easiest way to make $100,000 at your job and what is the easiest job to make $100,000. And I want to make a clear distinction because I think it's really important that there are jobs out there that will make 100K plus that aren't easy to do. And this is kind of a low effort, high reward video. Now, there's no gimmick here. I'm not going to tell you to go make a YouTube channel. This is actionable advice. Why should you listen to me? I was a mechanical engineer for most of my career, and I made a change to, another field that also pays really well, all in an effort to lower the stress, anxiety, and work time in my life. And I did that. And now I work a job that uses very low percentages of my brain. I make as much, if not more money doing that. And yeah, it's maybe a little less fulfilling than engineering, but engineering, at the end of the day, my brain was spent. You're literally paid to use 100% of your brain all day, and that is exhausting if you've ever done that. And making this change has helped me, and it's something that a lot of people do, and they're not always just changing from engineering. It just happens that I came from engineering and went to this, and we're gonna get into it. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. On this channel, we help you make more money and become better entrepreneurs. All right, so no cloak, no veil here. The easiest job and the easiest way to make $100,000 or more in the work environment working for somebody is a sales role. Now, this is a broad statement, and not every sales role will make you $100,000. So let me be clear. It is a sales or commission-based role because not all sales or not all commission-based roles are sales roles, let's say. So I work a commission-based role that isn't really in sales right now, but it sort of is. It's supporting a sales organization. I still get commission, but it's a commission-based role for the intents and purposes on this video. We're going to call it a sales-based role, and it's a role where you get to control what you're bringing in through commission, and it becomes all about front-loading your time. Now, these roles aren't going to be guaranteed 100K plus, but if you put the time and effort in to build out your own business within an organization, you do the right job selecting the organization, you have no commission limits, and you do all those things, which most organizations, especially in the tech and the recruiting and the staffing and whatever it is going to be, bio, pharmaceutical, anything, med device, there aren't caps, right? A good company wants you to make as much money as possible because ultimately they make the money there. So all it takes is to get into a role there. Now, you might have to start in a associate role, a BDR, like a business development representative, something below what a normal sales rep is, because you need to learn and get your feet under you if you don't have any experience. This is very normal. You're probably not going to make 100K doing that, but you're going to start building your book of business. And I've got to say, when you build your book of business and you're in the right type of business, it's pretty easy. And the thing is it's not guaranteed all the time. Sales fluctuates, but more often than not, it isn't that hard to do. And especially when you're looking at a long time horizon, if you're good at what you're doing and you put the effort in, you'll have years that are greatly over that dollar value that will help you average out to that if you have a bad year or something like that. But I will say that as you're building it, it might be taxing up front, but in the long term, you build a structure and an automation process for yourself as a sales individual, and then you're able to apply that not just to the company you're at now, but for future companies, but you build your book of business, and once your book of business is built, then you're good for a period of time until something like, let's say, goes wrong. You'll see a lot of information out there of people saying this doesn't work, you can't make money doing sales, or you'll have friends and you'll have colleagues that are in sales that just aren't making that much money, and it all comes down to effort, in my opinion. And sometimes you're just at the wrong organization, and that could happen too, and you're putting in a lot of effort, but you're at the wrong organization, and they're not incentivizing you to make more money because, again, a good organization makes more money if you make more money, so they want you to make as much money as possible, and they want to empower you to do that. That's inherently how they make money. But then it comes down to effort, and it's the same thing of seeing people going to like marketing agencies out of college or going into engineering out of college. They realize how much effort is required. Marketing agency, it's time, engineering, it's brain power, and they leave after a while, but then they tell the internet and they tell everyone they know, it was impossible, you can't do it, there's no money, whatever it is. The reality is they just didn't try, or it wasn't the right fit for them, but ultimately it came down to effort. I am a firm believer of everything comes down to effort. Maybe your 8-hour workday takes 12 hours and you're getting paid for 8 hours because that's what your salary is. The reality is it takes 12 hours to do the work, so do the 12 hours and that's how you're going to become successful. That might be uncomfortable, but it will be easy. So sales is very heavily front loaded, and once you do all the front loading, if you do it all correctly, it pays off in the long run. That's where it gets easy. So if you look at a year's time horizon, very easy. Your first 4 to 5 months, maybe not so easy. Your full year, you're gonna be like, when you get to the other end of it, you're gonna be like, glad I did this, glad I put the effort in. So I know with this video, it's hard to give actionable directional advice, but if you were to be sitting and watching this video right now, whether it's on your phone or your computer, the thing that you can do is go on LinkedIn, go on Indeed, apply to one of these roles, understand what it's about, interview for it, just see what's gonna happen, see what they offer you, see what the structure looks like, do some research on companies. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of money to be made out there. And even if you're not a salesperson, you're not like a talking person. I'm an engineer. I like by trade am not good at talking with people. It doesn't really matter because it's all about setting yourself in a place of understanding with your customer. Some of it's about volume, and some of it, again, is just about being clever and putting the time in as an individual with a sales structure that has something that works, right? For most companies, you're not coming in and trying to learn how to do sales, right? They have a formula that works, and it's just about executing within that formula. Tweak it and make it a little bit better for yourself and get better at it. Automate it, figure out how to get better at it, or follow it and put the time in. You'll make the money, and hopefully this video gave you some direction. This isn't some BS about start a YouTube channel, e-commerce, something like that. Like, this is actionable. Go apply to jobs. This is where you want to be if you want to make real money and you don't have a specialized education. And if you do, and you're being taxed on your body, brain, mind, like I was in engineering, here's a tangible option to reduce that taxation on your mind. But if you're not technical and you don't have this, this is one of the only ways other than a trade or a service to really make this kind of money. I like, from a grand scheme of things, if you're looking at the statistics and you don't have a technical degree, it's either going into the trades, which is going to tax your body, or it's sales. Those are, we know for factual, this is factual statistics, that those are the only two paths. Again, in the grand scheme of things, like, there are certainly, you know, outliers every once in a while, but for the most part, those are the two things while working for somebody that are gonna make you the most amount of money. So just something to consider, and I will see you guys in the next video. Give me a like if you found this at all interesting.